So I've been getting a lot of requests for a shop tour, and I hear you, but the shop's not done. I'm still building it. But some stuff is finished, so today I thought I'd show you how I built a folding workbench to hold all my carpentry tools. Yes. For this build, I used wood screws, various sharp implements. Don't ask why I have these. It's for work. I'm an assassin. Sanding tools, safety gear, scissors, razor pens, and a box cutter. This is going to be a combination tool rack / workbench, so I'm going to start by making a frame for the tool rack. It's got to have some depth to account for the wildly varying dimensions of the tools. And also some of the hooks, they're weird shapes. I chopped up some flat planks for the walls of the frame using my chop saw. I built these wings for my chop saw cart so that it could fly. Actually, it's just to help to support the weight of the lumber and prevent the beam from hitting me in the face once the weight from the opposite side was cut off. Totally didn't have to learn that the hard way.
Always wear eye protection.
So part of where this build is coming from is I have all these saws just lying out in the open in my living room, and some people would consider that a red flag. So I'm building the shop way out in the middle of the woods, away from prying eyes. Well, prying human eyes, that is.
What do you think you're doing? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Now that those were cut, I used them to extrapolate measurements for an internal frame using much narrower trim pieces. This is for the pegboard to attach to, but also it puts some depth behind the pegboard so that the hooks will have enough room to do their thing. There has to be a little bit of open space behind them, otherwise they won't be able to hook on. Okay, now that those were cut out, I can start the assembly process. I brought those inside and drilled pilot holes. This is necessary to keep the wood from splitting apart when the screws are drilled in. Not to mention they help guide or pilot the screws in. Who knew? Then I connected a short plank to the long one, making an L bracket. Before completing the frame, I installed the first inner piece just because it's easier to do while it's set up like this. Not to mention it will strengthen the whole assembly just a little bit before I try and reorient it, which I think personally is important while it's in this highly unstable configuration. I held those in place using clamps and secured them with screws. Once it was secured, I attached the other long plank and then the internal frame pieces for the new surface. Then I flipped it and attached the last plank to complete the outer frame, and then the inner piece to complete the inner frame. I laid it down and dropped in the pegboard. Alright, that was a little unsatisfying, but it's actually better that it's a tight fit because it'll help hold it in there. Regardless, I need it lying flat, so I evened it out with a mallet. I don't want to use a regular hammer just because that could actually bash a hole in the pegboard. A lot of my pegboards are literally store shelves that they threw away because somebody tripped and accidentally kicked a hole in the corner of a pegboard, so I'm like, well, 7 feet of it, I can use 7 feet of pegboard. You know, I can just cut off the part that's busted. Then I secured it to the internal frame with short wood screws. Oh, I made sure the heads were wider than the hole though, just so, you know, they'd still hold it in place. Next, I screwed it into a wall in the wood shop, making sure it was level. I attached it to the beams, but for a little extra support, I added some angled 2x4 offcuts underneath. I added a few hooks and some tools just to test it out. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, that's one half of the project done. Now, for the tabletop. I'm making it out of reclaimed lumber, so I'll need to cut off the water damage part. I also need to replace this blade. It's clearly starting to dull out. This was before my table saw was set up. Next, for the hinges, they need something more substantial to drill into because the bolts are massive. This is meant for a dock. So I attached a plank to the tabletop before attaching the hinges, just so it'd have more material for the threads to hold on to. The legs will also need hinges, so I attached another plank, not quite all the way to the outer edge of the tabletop, just because I want the legs to be a little bit inward. I think that'd be more stable. Yeah, just think about any table you've ever seen. I attached smaller hinges to that, and then I attached a cross beam lengthwise to ensure that the legs will swing out in unison. I'm going to mount this to the cabinet before attaching the legs, just to make sure the length is going to come out correctly. Like, I want the surface of the tabletop to be level. Before that, however, I needed to attach locking hooks to keep it from falling open. I put a block of wood on the outer facing corners, and then attached a metal metal eye bolt with a hook on it into each one. Then I aligned the desktop to the cabinet and I clamped it in place while I worked on it just to secure it, although I do have a sawhorse under there for most of this process. I attached eye bolts to the cabinet itself to align with the hooks. Then I attached the hinges underneath. Once they were secured, I removed the clamps, and now I can finally make the legs. Unfortunately, the floor of the shop is uneven, so I need to make the legs different lengths. And hopefully that's not a thing that will change over time because of erosion. Whatever, all you can do is all you can do. So I cut those, and I attached them to the hinging plank. When the desktop opens, the legs will swing into place. Later on, I added a cutting mat, which had to be stapled down just because, otherwise it would fall once it was in an upright position. And then I added rubber feet to the legs. And that's how to make a combination folding workbench cabinet. Thanks for watching, everybody. Do want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. If you're interested in joining them and supporting the channel, then you can check out the links in the description down below for patron channel services, such as early uploads and limited ads, as well as allowing me to put together bigger and more exciting projects for you on the channel. Alright, hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of the future uploads. Thanks again, happy crafting, see you later.